Man, I hope I have enough carbon fiber. Yeah, that should probably be enough. Welcome back to the Scale Builders Guild. Thanks again for watching. It's episode 2 of Road to the Rockies logo. And if you're not familiar with this series, it's where Josh and I are prepping our Class 1, 2, and 3 sorrca competitive comp crawler trucks. They're going to look like trucks, mostly. One's not a truck at all. This year there is no Scale Nationals, so we're going to the Rocky Mountain Regionals, sponsored by Team Garage Hack, and we're bringing some pretty cool trucks. And this is sort of the start for me. I can talk briefly about Class 2 and 3. In the first video, I did show off that element-based Artful Dodgers chassis. The plan is still to be either Class 2 or 3 with that chassis. Now that Axial has released the XCX10 Pro, that chassis is going to get used in some way. Don't know which way yet, but both of those chassis will be used. Since I don't really know what I'm doing yet with Class 2 and 3, and I mean, I've got ideas and chassis and bodies and everything sort of in my mind and ready to go, Class 1 is going to require the most amount of work. And if you haven't watched Josh's first video in this series, you should go back and watch it. I'll put a link right up there. It details what we're doing for Class 1, and that is Porsche Dakar style 911s. Because why not? The rules have changed enough that we don't have to have half tire coverage. We can actually have a lot less tire coverage. So we're going with something a little unique, a little bit out there, but certainly something that I think is going to look pretty cool. Apparently, we both decided that it was going to be a topless Porsche 911, so even better, super easy. Not really though, because we're using carbon fiber, and carbon fiber is a pretty unique process that I've had very little experience with. Because of all of that, I'm leaving all of the design duty to Josh. He is very good at that stuff. I will give him that credit. So what we're doing today, and what I'm going to try to share with you, show with you a little bit of the process, is how you take a printed mold, use silicone to create the other half of the mold, lay in some carbon fiber, and create a new carbon fiber piece. And I did have a little bit of experience with this on Monthly Mayhem on the VS410 Speed Edition, VS4 Speed I think we called it. And what we're going to be using today is a 3D printed mold. Josh designed this 3D printed mold, and I printed it out. And essentially what it is, you can maybe tell, that's the hood of a 911. And Josh has modified an existing 3D file that we had Nix help us with. Nix is big into the BeamNG world and does a lot of modifying of bodies and creates tires and engine packages and all kinds of really cool stuff for that game. He gave us a hand on modifying the files of this CG Porsche Dakar vehicle so we could go ahead and start slicing it up and making molds for all of the pieces. And this is the first major piece. The hood. So what you do, print it out, of course, and you may notice there's a bit of a blemish here. This is because I didn't use supports and there was some bridging problems with the print, so I had to go in, sand that, smooth it all out, and use a little bit of resin smoothing to get it extra super smooth so we can use this as a proper mold, because that's going to be the actual nose of the hood there, so we needed to kind of have that. So once you've got this printed out, and it doesn't need to be of a very high infill, it can be, I think I did this at 20% infill. It really is just sort of a relief for your carbon fiber to go in. Once you have this printed though, you do have to fill it full of silicone, and now I'm using a 2-part silicone and creating the positive. I guess this is the negative and this is the positive. So that's the actual contour of the front of the hood, as you can see. And it's really pretty simple. We're going to put some carbon fiber in here, and then we're going to squish it in with the mold, and then we're going to place this other piece on top, squish it all together in the vise, and create a new carbon fiber part. That's about the size of it, really. And this is about all I can do on Class 1 today, so let's get started. The first thing you have to do is spray the inside of your mold with a mold release agent. And I've got some from when I was doing my carbon fiber work before, so we're going to go outside, spray that in there liberally. It's basically like a wax. So when you pull your carbon fiber part out with all of the resin, it doesn't just stick to the inside of the mold. You don't want that, trust me. Some of these molds may need to be destroyed in order to get the part out. We're going to do our best to avoid that. In case we make a mistake, it'd be nice to use this mold again. So let's do that. I'm going to spray that really quickly. And it's something you should do outside, for the record. So I'll go do that, and then we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so we've added our high build release wax to both portions of the mold. Now we've got it all kind of in there, and it's kind of it's hard to describe. It's just sort of a waxy substance that is used to keep everything from sticking to the mold. That's basically its only job. So now that we've got that laid in there, I've already cut out some carbon fiber sheets here. This is just regular everyday carbon fiber. It's like, don't you all have a roll of this at home? But I've cut out 3 pieces of it. We're going to do 3 layers for now. And the reason that I'm using fabric as opposed to the chopped toe like Josh has used is that I really like this carbon fiber pattern. I think this looks really cool, and I think it's going to just really kind of make this Porsche look amazing. Won't even have to paint it. It's just going to look really, really slick. And the main thing to remember when using this stuff is to make sure you get the pattern laid out in the direction that you want it. Because once it's in there, it's never coming out. So now that we've got all of our carbon fiber pieces cut, what we need to do now is mix up some of the epoxy infusion resin, which is going to, harden over time and kind of keep everything in place. So this is the product that we're going to be using here from Easy Composites. We've got the IN2 epoxy infusion resin and the accelerator or hardener. So it's a ratio of 100 of this to 30 of this, whether by weight or by volume. I think they prefer weight. Yeah, they do prefer weight. So we'll measure out 100 to 30, probably 100 grams to 30 grams, because I don't think we need very much for this size of piece. So we'll mix that now, and then we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so we've mixed up our resin, and that's all done. And you do have a pretty decent amount of working time with this resin. It does need to happen, fairly quickly, but it won't harden up on you in like a few seconds or minutes. So you do have a bit of time to work with it, which is great. Okay, so our next step now is to lay in our first piece of carbon fiber. It is important that you wear gloves during this process. While this is non-toxic for breathing, I wouldn't want to get it on my skin. All right, so what we're going to do here is find one of the larger pieces of carbon fiber to start as our bottom sheet, which I think is this one. And I do not have any paint brushes or disposable brushes, so we're just going to kind of have to roll with it here. And we're just going to start laying it in here. And what we're going to want to do is make sure we've got a good solid pattern there. And we're going to start laying in some of this resin and just we're going to paint it over all of the areas where there is carbon fiber. And I'm just going to have to use my fingers. That's all I've got. But you want to get it into all the crannies, all the corners. Make sure that you're really coating the actual fiber, because it's, it should be kind of soupy in there once you get all of the bits in. And we're going to go ahead and add our second layer now. And it doesn't really matter in which direction this piece goes, because the first layer is where your pattern comes from. Now I'm leaving a lot of excess on the exterior here because I really want to be able to have something to sort of pull on to get this out of the mold. It's really important that you do that, because otherwise you may find it impossible to get out of the mold, then you got to break the mold itself. You know, I was worried about working with my hands, but I actually think this is going to work out better than just using a paintbrush. Okay, let's add our final layer here. I think we'll go this way. Have you ever worked with carbon fiber before? Is it something you're willing to give a try after watching me fumble through it? Let me know. Put a comment down below. You know I love reading through your feedback, and I try to answer as many of them as I can. And of course, if you're enjoying this video and you like how-tos, you like to see how things are made, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so you get updates anytime there's a new video from the Scale Builders Guild. Now, I think we've done a pretty decent job of saturating all of these layers. Yeah, there's a lot of resin. Now that we've got everything nicely saturated in there, we're going to toss in our silicone piece, which is very exciting. And we're going to do our best to sort of plop it in such a way that we don't compress any of the existing carbon fiber around the edges. Not sure how easy that's going to be. We're going to do our best. And so far, so good. This is a tight mold. Josh made it very tight. Make sure to get all the air out. That should do it. Okay, now let's trim off the excess. And there we go. Okay, now we can take our top piece, which is this one right here, lay that in on top, and then we're going to put a little cardboard in between the two pieces, and we're going to clamp it in the vise, and we're going to let it sit for about 24 hours. And then hopefully we'll have a carbon fiber hood for a Porsche 911. That's the plan anyway. Okay, so there we go. It's clamped. It's curing. Maybe we'll have a part in 24 hours. Maybe we won't, and we'll have to start all over again. This is certainly a more advanced technique and something that I'm still learning an awful lot about. It is pretty cool though when you see the parts that can come out of this sort of process. Keep an eye on Instagram. I'll put a reel up of what comes out of this mold 24 hours from now, maybe after you've watched this video. So there you go. That's sort of the first steps to Class 1. Hopefully you've learned something today, something that maybe you can try and apply and do something in carbon fiber yourself. There is a lot more to come on Road to the Regionals. My thanks to Josh this week for helping me by making all of these molds and for kind of walking me through this process. Without him, I could not do this. There's a lot to learn and not a lot of time left to learn it in. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again in 2 weeks.